أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير. ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير. وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير. إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Can we get another loud salawat for that beautiful recitation? Salawat Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. First, I would like to give my condolences for these few nights for the Shahadat of Imam Ali. And before we begin our program, it's a little bit different today. We will be having a short fundraising pitch today. So I ask you to bear with us, and inshallah, we'll get the program started as soon as possible. But before we do that, can I ask everyone, please, like I know I say this every day, and I apologize, but I really need to create space as people come in later and as the hall fills up, so that all the brothers to please stand up or get on your knees and come forward and to the right with a loud salawat. Same with the sisters to the left. Salawat Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The brothers along the wall too, please, can you please come forward a little bit? Let's create some space so as people come in later. There's a lot of space right here in front of the chairs. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you. So inshallah, we're going to be beginning with our short presentation for fundraising. Please help me invite up Brother Zaki with a loud salawat.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So we go through this every year, and I think it's a really good exercise because when people give their time, their energy, their funds, all of that to the center, it's investing in themselves, their families, and the community, right? So there's also a lot of new people. Every year we see new people. Like I'm looking around this room, and even though it's not full yet, I'm still seeing new people I haven't seen before. So with that, I hope to only take about 5, 7, 8 minutes of your time today, but I think it's essential to give the community an update on where we are at, what projects are underway, and what contributions have been made in the past and where that is going today. Okay, so if you can please bear with me, please recite a loud salawat. Okay. If we could advance the slide, please. So, if you come to Sabah regularly, or even if you don't, there's some good updates here. So there's weekly programs that continue from month of Ramadan and beyond. So we always have something going on in the center. It's not just about Muharram, month of Ramadan, and just a few times in the year, but it's consistent. We've got a family camp that's annual that's coming up soon. We've got continuing education, from Shine Labs, which helps you get a job, to Moulana online instructional videos, convert programs, youth programs, just a lot going on there. Ziyarah trips multiple times a year, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, a lot of places there. And obviously the Eid, joint Eids, Salatul Eid will be coming up soon with a few thousand people. So just a few highlights to point out. We have 15 different construction projects that are going right now. If you've been to the men's bathroom, you've seen it totally renovated, both of them, and we'll be rolling that out for the sisters' bathroom as well soon. We've got construction for school underway, so I believe that's a gym and classroom facilities for expansion, new security cameras, parking lot renovations, just a lot going on. And even with the Rise Academy, there's just a lot going on with all of that, right? With building, with expansion, with all the students that are enrolled, and we'll have more on that in a second if we can advance. Interfaith and intrafaith events as well. So, Mehdi Hassan was here just a short while ago. The mayor of San Jose, the mayor of Fremont was here not too long ago for open house. Just a lot of, the Archbishop, the diocese, a lot of people have been coming, and there's a lot of interfaith and intrafaith events going on too. So actually, just real quick, I just looked through Sabah emails to see in about the last 30 days what has been going on. We've got daily programs and food, professional chef for this month. Quran recitations have been wonderful. I think there's a brother in town that's doing that. We've got Quran challenge, community all-nighter. There's a literacy initiative that maybe we'll touch on later. Sabah open house. From If Americans Knew, Alison Weir, who wrote a lot about the Palestine-Israel conflict, and a lot of truth in that message. If Americans Knew is a website. She will be here on Friday, so we've reached out to her. There's Hajj and Ziyarah groups that we are sending out that we've been emailed. Saturday night programs, financial tax seminar, health fair. We rented out city sports for Brothers Night, and now Sisters Night's coming up there also. And I personally know people that have gone to Shine Labs every month and even found jobs from brothers and sisters there. So there's just a ton of things that are going on. Moulana's vision is really about this being a community, not just a place people come for Friday prayer, right? So everything that's being done for spiritual development, for career growth, for your family and for their well-being, for their development, all of that, Sabah plays some kind of role, in all of that. And then for Rise Academy, the current enrollment's 120 students, great, teacher-student ratio. The accreditation, the WASC accreditation this year was completed with the highest distinction. So that is a great accomplishment there. And now we are expanding facilities for science labs, computer labs. There's soccer teams. I think, wasn't there a soccer team that won the second place recently? From here too. So there's just a lot that is being done. The Lions. The Lions, that's right. So we can go to the next slide. So the women's lobby was redone, the flooring evened out, new flooring in there. The men's bathroom on the next slide here is being completely renovated as well. Sisters' bathrooms will be getting the same treatment soon. Kissa Kids expansion. So Kissa Kids, I think the last time I was up here, I said they published 28 books and they're looking to publish 28 more. Yeah, so last time we said 28 books were published and 28 were going to be published. And this time we have 56 books published. So we're staying true to that. So those aren't random books on the bookshelf. Those are Kissa Kids books. So we're filling up pretty quickly. Next slide. Okay, so speaking of Al-Qissa Foundation's educational platform under the guidance of Moulana, it's got different branches that includes, something for school, masajid, converts, prisons, different publications, and Qissa Kids as well. Okay. And this map right here, from what I was told, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a map of all of the Islamic centers in the U.S. that either use Qissa Kids curriculum or subscribers to the publications. Is that accurate? Or use some of the resources. So I don't know, there probably are Islamic centers in the Midwest and the Bible Belt there that we could be targeting, but I think this is a pretty good expansion. Next slide, please. There's also more construction underway, so we're not done. Like we said, we've got Rise Academy construction going on, 15 different projects that are underway. The next slide here, when we look at the contributions, we start, like if we look at a calendar year, there's the April fundraiser that we have. This was the number that we got out of the April fundraiser, so we did surpass our goal. So a salawat for the community for all the support. And we have two big opportunities to give. One's tonight, and one will be coming in the month of Muharram, right? So this is the updated operational expenses and deficit. So it's just simple math. Our expenses are on the right. The income is on the left. If you subtract 28 from 54, we're left with 56. So we have 26K deficit every month that we need to make up for. And this fiscal year, we've got different projects going on. So we've got the operations deficit we saw on the last slide. We've got Muharram and Safar expenses. We've got Shah Ramadan expenses. We've got, restroom construction, maintenance, and all of the Rise Academy construction that's going on. So that amount right there is the total need when we sum all of that up, okay? And for today, what we need, from the entire community, not just from this hall, but from the entire community, we have it itemized right there so you could see, and the total need is 423,000. Okay, and you see right there itemized what that goes towards. And so that's our target for today. Brother Tanvir Bhai will come up in a little bit. He'll tell us about the English target. And these are just some pictures of recent events. So this was a recent Saturday night program at Sabah, and then we have one more, I think. This is from City Beach when we were there, rented it out, and a lot of brothers had joined for that event. So tried to make this a little bit more visual this time. I know it's a lot of information. We don't have 3 hours to really recap everything. That's what a lot of the town halls are for, right? So this was a kind of a brief recap of kind of how this has been developing over the last year or even last few months since the last fundraiser that we covered. So thank you for your patience, and with that, please welcome Tanvir Bhai with loud salawat.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thanks, Zaki, for making it easy by going through the difficult part. And it's just so proud of all in our eyes, Zaki and all his peers. I can name a bunch of them: Hasnain, Mustafa Khan, Ayman Hadi, Asad, I may miss a few names, Misa, Mehdi. I think they were, they all grew, from Sabah, and now it's so beautiful to see, they got nice jobs, married with kids, alhamdulillah, and, they're still generous with their time and money, doing a lot of the activity, etc., and also, sponsoring the programs and doing great things, right? So when I see, the next batch of leaders, the young, girls and boys, I know that, they are in good hands because there's a whole community, there's a whole village to ensure that, it brings out the best in them. Zaki did a phenomenal job in going over the slides, and this is not a bragging board to say, oh, we're doing all of this, but it's just some information for you to know that whenever you donate generously, that there is a lot of value that is being created from from your donations, right? I don't volunteer in the kitchen when I go there. I just see what an enormous effort that is. Over 100,000 meals are served every year, 110,000 meals, because we have programs. There's so much of programs happening, and they do a phenomenal job. And then beyond the kitchen, religious programs, that is a given, right? I think any Shia center will have good religious programs, but it's very beautiful to see how the community has gone beyond just the religious programs in all these other initiatives that are happening. So we won't take too much of your time. The $423,000 is a big goal. If you could go back to that slide, I think Zahir is doing it, where it shows. Now, what has happened is it's good and it's challenging. That very proud of what Rise Academy is doing, and alhamdulillah, there is a phenomenal board that is running that organization, and a great leader in Principal Nu. Just the caliber of people like Brother Omid with all his great corporate success, and Brother Nazar Zaidi with his success, and then the rest of the board. They're doing a phenomenal job. So very proud of the growth of Rise Academy. And as they expand, what it means is our rental income that we used to rely on has dramatically reduced, right? So that's where we are now leaning towards the community to make up some of that deficit, right? And then also the bathrooms is a big investment. Alhamdulillah, now we don't, for the big events, we don't have to have that massive bottleneck, because 2.5 times more capacity for people to do wudu and get ready for salat, etc. Right? I just wanted to highlight a couple of things, right? And then alhamdulillah, we in this room, regardless of the numbers, there've been some nights when the room is 80% of the room is all kids, and we wonder how are we going to reach our goal. But alhamdulillah, Allah steps in and we reach our goal. So 10%, right? I think Urdu and Farsi will be doing the major heavy lifting for our funds, but English will do its part too. I truly believe that the English group is going to see a hockey stick growth, right? I mean, there's a lot of phenomenal projects that are coming out from volunteers from this group, and alhamdulillah, with this election, the English group will also have a representation on the BOT. Let's have a loud salawat for that, right? So there's going to be some phenomenal growth. I think there's going to be an exciting time for the folks who who like the English programs, etc. So to reach our goal, right, we have to get to 40, 10%. That's 40K. We round it off. So we ask for your support. I'm going to ask the volunteers to give out the forms, etc. It'll be nice. I think today, think 2x. I think when we go to jobs, etc., we don't think minimum wage. We always think of big growth, and it sounds like a cliche that whatever you give tonight, you'll get back 10x reward. We have a small audience today because it's a working day. If it was a Friday or Saturday, we probably would have had a packed house. But alhamdulillah, with your generosity, I'm sure we'll reach our goal. So think to whatever you're thinking. If you folks can think of just doubling that, we should be able to hit our 40K tonight. So so if I can have the volunteers pass out the forms, we will either take a pledge today. If you don't have your checkbook, you can write a check. If you have a checkbook, you write a check, or you could put a pledge. We also have these credit card readers that you could use your debit or credit card. We're very keen to bring up Moulana so we can take a few minutes and do that, right? And while folks are figuring that out, it'll be nice if someone can be the anchor. We normally have a couple of donors who do a 5 or a 10K. If you do that, it really helps us to get to our goal, and that'll make it easy for us to reach our goal. And it doesn't matter. Some of your kids too. I think one of the feedback we got from a past event is to encourage our kids too. That for the kids, we know you are going to school or whatnot. If you have $1 or $2, get in the habit of giving, because there's tremendous barakat. That get in the habit of giving. So we encourage everyone to give. While the forms are being filled out, I just want to stress on a couple of things that Zaki covered, right? That alhamdulillah, the last couple of years were a banner year for Sabah. Just with thanks to Moulana's vision, and he works tirelessly for us, that the impact has started locally, but it's being felt globally. All right, one second, I want to just give you.
Can I just say one thing real quick? Assalamu brothers and sisters. So there's two ways that you can pay right now. One is there's Sister Fatima's running on the sister side, and myself and Brother Ali are on the brother side. If you want to pay with credit card and pay it right now, that is you can do that easily, and you'll get a receipt right away. Another way is there's probably walking around with a pledge form. You can just write down your information there and how much you want to give, or if you want to give in the future, if you can't give right now, and then you can also fill that out and then give it at a later date, inshallah. Thank you. Salawat.
So I think Hasnan may do, a little bit of tally, and while that is happening, just to reiterate what Zaki said, I think the last 2 years were a banner year for this community. With 2 years ago we did the Martin Luther King Day, which is so important, right? Sometimes I think as a community we're very too introverted, very inward focused. We haven't done a good job of building bridges with other communities, but now we are building that relationship with the Catholic organization. We're also building relationship with other Muslim organizations. We had a very beautiful program last year. A Shia Sunni unity event to celebrate the birthday of the Holy Prophet. It was at the Hub 95 in Pleasanton. It was an absolutely packed event, and I think those are very important. It was very nice to see the mayors of Fremont and San Jose not only come up for an open house, but they were there the entire evening. Right, and here's the deal, folks. Sometimes we think that, we don't need these folks. There was a young Iranian couple where the wife is not allowed to come into the United States, right? So the husband is here, the wife is not, she's in Iran, and because of all the policy. So we were able to reach out to Ro Khanna, obviously CARE, etc. Now, that may not make an immediate impact, but there are times when we'll need these civic leaders, right? And there are times we'll have to take support of other faith-based organizations. So that is why we are investing our time, and we really appreciate everyone to come out and support. The other thing that we are very excited about is what Zaki mentioned about Shine Labs. It's not just about helping people get jobs. We really want to develop a new level of entrepreneurship within the community. Moulana Abdi once very eloquently said that Allah has given 9 parts of risk to the entrepreneur, the trader, the businessman, right? So if you're in entrepreneurship, 9 parts of risk is allocated to them. Everybody else is fighting for 10%, right? And of that, 7% I think is to the farmer and to the construction, the builder, etc., right? So in reality, a lot of us techies, we are fighting for 3% of risk, right? So Shine Labs is going to change all of that, right? And I want to tell you, the caliber of people that we brought to Sabah, right? One of the brothers, Wakhar Hussain, built a startup, got acquired by another company, got acquired by Google for 600 million, right? And he knows Pramod Haq, right? So if one of these kids or any of us want to build a startup, there are people in the community who can help you reach to the best VCs in the valley, right? And I think that is beautiful. And the Shine Labs concept is a good idea because, yeah, you may see Steve Jobs or Satya Nadella succeed, but when you see someone from the community who cries at a majlis with you, who sits on the floor and eats the tabruk, and who goes for Jummah prayer with you, go out and succeed, I think it's a beautiful belief builder to all, right? So that's a very exciting program that's going to develop entrepreneurship. And I'm very confident right now there's quite a few brothers who are building startups, and very quickly we'll have people who will write a check, $400,000 inshallah. A time will come when someone will write a check for that amount, so we could have better programs, right? Lastly, I want to update education. I want to applaud the folks in Rise Academy who are doing a phenomenal job. It's not once, not twice, more than 3 times. We've had families from Seattle move to the Bay Area for the school. Now, that is a very powerful thing, right? When a family leaves having a secure job at a big tech company there, leave that, come here to the Bay Area because they heard good things about Rise Academy, right? So let's have a loud salawat for that, folks. Right. So, Hasnan, we'll just take a couple of minutes. I know you're doing some tally. Give us some updates, and we didn't want to take too much of your time because the purpose is to commemorate the Shahadat of Imam Ali. Tonight is the night, to show your generosity, and I've experienced that myself. The more you give, the more you'll get. So please don't hold back. If you're thinking 1,000, see if you can, double that to 2,000. If you're thinking 5, double that to 10, and inshallah. And sometimes $400,000 looks like a big number. I think your home values go up every year by that amount, right? So it shouldn't be a frightening number, inshallah. And then lastly, I mentioned about Rise Academy, another beautiful initiative that Moulana, and I can talk all night about Moulana, his vision, his work ethic, he's just a phenomenal leader that we have, right? And he, through his efforts, the schools that have been built in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Pakistan under an organization called Prosper International, where 2,000 kids in a very remote area are getting a good education. And then similarly, some of us who are from India saw that as a learning thing, and we've started doing a similar thing in India with an entity called Literacy International, right? So in India, we've adopted 3 to 4 schools. There's about 1,000 students where we've increased the quality of the education and plans to build our own school, right? And if $40,000, it seems like a big amount for this group, that one brother, wrote a check for $40,000 last year for Literacy International. So alhamdulillah, there is a great tradition and pattern of generosity in this community. And so tonight is a night, we need your generosity. So it may be a little, sometimes you want to write a bigger check. Shaitan comes and says, oh, you got, your kids $60,000 college education or whatever. Don't worry about it. The more you give, the more you'll get. So I just want to see a tally if we, reach, what is our number, and then we'd love to bring up Moulana. If anyone has any questions regarding the slides, you can ask any of the, the BOT or the BOD members for clarifications. We do not have the time now to get into Q&A, but this is a very transparent organization, so please do not hesitate to come and ask us. Let's have a loud salawat while I take a break. Hassan, can we'll do the thing, we'll update the community later? Okay, all right. So folks, if if you want to bring a check or whatnot, this is not just a one-time thing. We may do a similar announcement on Thursday. And also one thing we didn't mention, we also have a monthly program which is very powerful, because as an organization, it's good to have a certain monthly cadence in terms of things. So please do also sign up. If you're not, sign up on the monthly program. So you whatever it is, $100, $300, $500, whatever is your comfort level, $50. The monthly program helps Sabah a lot too, and that that is consistent revenue stream. So either the monthly program or a one-time donation. We'll also take your homes donations, alhamdulillah, I hope we reach our goal. And I want to thank everyone for your generosity, not just with your time, with your money as well. And may Allah bless you in all areas of your life. And with the loud salawat, let's get ready to bring up Moulana, our visiting Moulana Abbas. Thank you.
Seek my satisfaction. Whoever worships me. So know the value of tonight, and this is divine guidance. This is how our divine guides are guiding us, because how would we have known of the night of Qadr? How would we have known of an opportunity where our actions are equal to 1,000 months more? And in the narrations it says this is because of the fadl of the Ahlul Bayt that Allah has given this big blessing to us. Salawatullah alayhim ajma'een. Therefore, the completion of guidance, the perfection of guidance is with the divine guides. And tonight is the martyrdom of Imam Ali alayhi salam, our spiritual father. Tonight is the night that we become orphans. Tonight we have already been orphans of Ali Muhammad because of the absence of our 12th Imam, the occultation of our 12th Imam. But again, we become another orphan because Ali and Prophet Muhammad are the fathers of the Ummah. And tonight, we lose our father Ali ibn Abi Talib. We talked about Imam Ali these last few nights. We said he guides us. And we said that he guides us with his speech. Kalamukum nur. Their speech is light. He guides us with his actions. Fi'lakum khair. Your actions are khair and good. But there is a specific kind of guidance that I want to talk about in these few minutes that we have. And that is the metaphysical guidance of Ali ibn Abi Talib. That is the guidance that he does, that he takes you, your soul, your heart, he possesses it with the permission of Allah and takes you where you need to be. And this was done before his life. This was done during his life, and this is still done today, and especially in the Day of Judgment. Brothers and sisters, the stronger somebody wants to attract you, the more position, the more of a exalted position they should have. The greater somebody is, the more they will attract you. When we understand the greatness of Imam Ali alayhi salam, we understand how great he can pull us into him, how great we can fall in love with him. Look at what his name means. Ali alayhi salam means highness, loftiness, Ali. When I'm going to say these narrations tonight, it doesn't mean that Imam Ali alayhi salam, na'udhu billah, is higher than the Prophet of Islam. Whenever you read Fadail of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam, you are in actuality also praising the Messenger of God. How? Because Ali alayhi salam is the student of the Prophet. When you talk high of the student, you are praising the teacher. Right? Therefore, whatever fadail we give of Ali ibn Abi Talib, at the same time, we're saying what a great teacher he had. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Please give us a So Imam Ali alayhi salam, before his birth, in the traditions, it talks about how Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when he wanted to speak to God, it was with the walayat of Imam Ali. When Prophet Isa alayhi salam wanted to be appointed as a prophet, it was with the condition that he was humble to Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is before he was born. This is signs that Imam Ali alayhi salam is great. And when somebody is great, he has that attraction. He can pull you in more. It says, even some traditions in Nahj al-Balagha, it says, if a mountain were to love me, it would crumble. لو أحبني جبل لتهافت. Even if a mountain truly were to love me, it would crumble. So this is the power, this is the love of Ali alayhi salam. This is the person that we are sitting and tonight mourning his martyrdom. Let's give a salawat. Some of the traditions talk about Imam Ali alayhi salam as being the greatest event, the greatest sign of God. And I said, when we talk about these traditions, we are praising Prophet Muhammad at the same time. You heard of in the verse, what did they ask? What are they talking about? And it's considered Naba'ul Azim. What is the great event? Imam Ali in this tradition, it says, Ma lillah azza wa jal, ayatun hiya akbaru minni. God does not have a greater sign. God does not have a greater sign than me. He is the greatest sign of the manifestation of God. And this is something that God has placed with Imam Ali. Just how different imams will have specific responsibilities and specific accomplishments. It doesn't mean that necessarily they're higher than the Prophet. Imam Mahdi will do something that 124,000 prophets did not get the chance to do. But we still say the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi is higher than him. Therefore, Ali alayhi salam has this specific gift from God, that he is the greatest sign. Everything we said is a sign of God. The mountains, the tree, the orbit, the creations, everything is a sign. But in this narration, it says the greatest sign of Allah is Ali ibn Abi Talib. And that is why fighting against him is the greatest sin. Because it's clear for that person that he's fighting directly against God. Then he says, وَلَا لِلَّهِ مِن نَبَإٍ أَعْظَمُ مِنِّي نَبَإٍ. There is no event more important than me. Please recite his salawat. Therefore, it's important that it's the night of Qadr when we hear these narrations. Tawassul and beseeching Imam Ali in such a night It means strengthening our dua. It means when we want to pray towards God, we give these holy names to strengthen our dua, to strengthen our connection with God. And we said this is the best way to be guided. This is the best way of salvation. There are some narrations that talk about Imam Ali alayhi salam, and that when we die, when we're going to face death, immediately we'll see Ali ibn Abi Talib. The narrations go like this. It says, Man ahabbani wajadani inda mamati bihaythu yuhib. Whoever dies, they will see me in the same way and fashion that they loved me. The same way that they sought me or found me. If they loved me, if they thought I was a compassionate imam, they will see me as a compassionate person. In the same way, وَمَنْ أَبْغَضَنِي وَوَجَدَنِي عِنْدَ مَمَاتِهِ بِحَيْثُ يَكْرَهُ. And whoever hates me will see me as that same person that he hated. That same, for example, person that he had jealousy of, hatred of. Therefore, in our deaths, when we die, and we're talking about it as the night of God, the night that we seek salvation, we over and over ask ourselves, over and over we connect and we cry for Imam Ali, so that when we die, we will see him in the great way that he is. We will see him with his kindness, with his mercy. Not like the enemies of Imam Ali, that they'll see him in the way that they hated Imam Ali. And some narrations say, whoever loves me during their death will be easy. So the love of Imam Ali alayhi salam makes our death easy. The narrations say is their death will be, when Israel comes, he'll have mercy upon them, just as if they're taking the soul of a prophet. How kind would he take the soul of a prophet if somebody truly loves Imam Ali? But when we say these fadail of Imam Ali also says something else. He says that heaven occurs not only with wanting and hope. Heaven happens because of action. It's important to put these fadail of Imam Ali along with the other narrations, along of course with the other verses of Quran, that we also have to strive hard to not sin. We also have to strive hard to have good actions. It doesn't mean when you love Imam Ali then you're free to do whatever you want. It means when you love Imam Ali, this should be an encouragement for you to do actions like Imam Ali alayhi salam, because there are two ways to be guided. One is for somebody, for example, the great teacher Shahid Mutahari says, if you want to move, for example, steel, or if you want to move iron, you can either take it by yourself, one steel piece by itself, or you can take it by a magnet. The love of Imam Ali, because you begin to love him, you start to become like him. You start to want to live like him. You want to be fair just like him. You want to worship just like him. You want to be a good father just like him. You want to be good to your children just like him. Therefore, spontaneously, without even thinking about it, when you love Imam Ali and you reach his walayat, you start acting like him. Therefore, none of these narrations in fadail are the green light for us that we can say as Shia, we can do whatever sin we want, and because we love Imam Ali, we're going to have an easy death. But this is encouragement. And these narrations are saying this has the capability, this has the iqtida or muqtadi, that if you truly love Imam Ali, this will happen, as long as we don't damage it and destroy it with our actions. There's a very famous hadith that you've heard, and I finish with these two hadiths, that Imam Ali alayhi salam is known as Qasimun Nar wal Jannah, the separator of heaven and hell. That people in the Day of Judgment, the narrations say, Imam Ali alayhi salam will tell the fire, تَقُولُ النَّارِ هَذَا لِي وَهَذَا لَكَ. Save this person is my follower, this person is the lover of the Ahl al-Bayt, he's for me, and this person is for you, fire. He is the separator of the heaven and the separator of the hell. This tradition, it's interesting, they came to one of the Sunni scholars, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, and they asked him, he is one of the madahib, the four madahibs that we have, they ask him about this tradition. Do you accept this tradition that Ali is the separator of the heaven? Do you accept this tradition that Imam Ali is the separator of the hell? He says this, he accepts the tradition and he gives the reason for it even. He says, doesn't the Prophet say that whoever loves Ali is mu'min, has iman, faith, and whoever hates Ali has nifaq and hypocrisy. Therefore, he is the criteria for faith and disbelief. Therefore, he is the separator of heaven and hell. We say this, we say that Imam Ali, his position is so great, he is so high in position, that a person that looks at Imam Ali alayhi salam, either he is arrogant and he begins to hate Imam Ali, or he submits to the greatness of Imam Ali. There's no other way out. Either you look at Imam Ali alayhi salam and you see his greatness and you submit and you fall in love with him and you have faith, or you have hypocrisy inside you, you have hatred inside you, and you see Imam Ali and you can't do anything else because he's so much greater than you. All the history, all the stories we hear about Imam Ali. So all you can do, you're forced to hate him. Therefore, he is the separator of heaven and hell. This, he tests your faith. And finally, I will say this narration, that because it is the night of Qadr, it's the night we're going to say the dua of Joshan Kabir soon, inshallah. In this dua, there's one dua inside. You praise Allah with how many names? There's one dua in Joshan Kabir, right? Save me from the hellfire. Save me from the hellfire. We say this because it is the night, the martyrdom of Imam Ali. We bring the name of Imam Ali alayhi salam. That if we truly love him and we develop this relationship with him, we go to his ziyarat, remember his fada'il, we mention his, we read about him, we even do actions for him and gift it to him, and we develop this relationship, that we begin to truly love Imam Ali like Maysama Tammar, his student, that he was a slave that Imam Ali alayhi salam freed, and this slave that he freed became one of the top scholars. That even when they came to kill him, and Imam Ali alayhi salam guided him and told him that after me they will kill you. After 20 years, 21 years, that they got Maysama Tammar, he still, his tongue, when they came to cut his tongue, he still praised the love of Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is the guidance of him. So we read this hadith, and inshallah you pray for each other and pray for me. The Prophet of Islam says this, says, ask Jibreel, how will my ummah, how will my nation pass by the Salat? It is the night of Qadr, it's the night that we worry about what will happen to us, our salvation. And Jibreel goes and comes back and says that Allah sends you his salam and tells you this. He says that you will pass. God sends his salam and says that surely you will pass with my light, with the light of God. Ali ibn Abi Talib will pass the bridge with your light. But your nation will pass the Sirat with the wilayat and the nur of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Salawatullah. So our salvation, going to heaven and hell, is directly related to Imam Ali. Shouldn't we cry about him tonight? Shouldn't we connect with him? Then it says that the light of your nation, your nur. How come our brothers and sisters, we have a nur inside of this? Nur comes from where? Then your nur of the light of your nation is from the light of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And the light of Ali is from the light of Prophet Muhammad, and the light of Prophet Muhammad is from the light of God. Salawatullah alayhim ajma'in. And when you read, you're going to take the Quran and put it on your heads. Remember this at the end of narration. It says, وَلِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ جَوَازٍ. Everything there is permission in this universe. وَجَوَازُ الصِّرَاطِ. And the permission to pass the narrow bridge, which underneath it is hell. حُبَّ عَلِي ibn Abi Talib is the love of Amir al-Mu'mineen, and his nur is the nur of the Prophet, and the Prophet's nur is the nur of Allah. Ya Allah, we ask you on such an important night to give us guidance, to give us, because of Amir al-Mu'mineen, because of our love for him, allow us to, day by day, to attach our hearts to him, because he is infinitely great, he is infinitely kind, and he is infinitely oppressed. And to attach us with our guide, we said guidance, the final guidance is the guidance of the Imam. If somebody's month of Ramadan wants to be fulfilled completely, he looks at him and his connection with Imam Zaman. Has he connected with him more in the month of Ramadan? We ask you to connect us, our hearts, with our guide, the savior of mankind, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan al-Askari, salawatullah alayhi. Please give a salawat.
السلام عليك يا أول مظلوم. السلام عليك يا أول من قسب حقه. Salam to the Imam who was oppressed in the city he was born, where his father died in Sha'b Abi Talib. Salam to the Imam who was oppressed in Madinatun Nabi, where he placed his Fatima in a grave with his own hands. Salam to the Imam who was oppressed in the city he governed, where his forehead was struck by the poisonous sword of Ibn Muljam Muradi. Imagine Fatih Khaybar while his hands are tied, they're beating his wife right in front of his eyes. Imagine Fatih Khaybar burying his wife in the middle of night. She's the love of his life. Ali, Ali, ya Mazloom. Ali, Ali, ya Mazloom. Everyone. Ali, Ali, ya Mazloom. Ali, Ali, ya Mazloom. Tonight is the last night of the life of Ali. Tonight the children of Ali will become orphans. Let us go to Kufa, outside the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen. The orphans of Kufa are sitting, waiting for the doctor, for the tabib to come out. When the tabib leaves the house of Ali, the last thing he told the Imam Mujtaba was, tell your father to make his wasiyat tonight. Imam Mujtaba asked everyone to leave. Everyone left except Asbaq ibn Nubatil. Imam asked Asbaq, why are you not leaving? He said, where can I go? My master is here. I want to see my Imam. wish all of us were like Asbaq and we would not leave this place tonight until we see our Imam. Asbaq said, when I entered the house, I saw a yellow fabric on the head of Amir al-Mu'mineen. But I couldn't tell if the fabric was more yellow or the face of Ali. I saw the hands of Amir al-Mu'mineen shaking. I asked Amir al-Mu'mineen for a piece of advice. Amir al-Mu'mineen said, Asbaq, do you recognize these hands? I said, these hands are the hands that broke the gate of Khaybar. Ali alayhi salam said, see Asbaq, I cannot even raise these hands. Asbaq, prepare yourself for a day like this. Then Amir al-Mu'mineen asked everyone to leave. He wants to make the last wasiyat to his children, the children of Fatima State. Tonight, there was talk about the kingdom of Ray, Mulk Ray, about a day that's like no other day. When Amir al-Mu'mineen looked at Imam Hussein, he said, La yawma yaka yawmaka ya Aba Abdullah. Tonight Mawla Ali would cry and say, Hussein John, your day is like no other day. A hot day while the thirst increases. Ali talked about a body cut into pieces, about a head on top of a spear, about a crowd that celebrates and cheers, about a girl, a little girl full of sadness of fear. Ali looked at the hands of his Abbas. They say whenever the children would cry, Amir al-Mu'mineen would calm them down. But when Ali looked at the eyes of Zainab, Ali himself began to cry. Amir al-Mu'mineen said, كأني بك وبنات أهلك صبايا. Zainab John, it's like I see the day that you and the women will become prisoners. Zainab John, my wasiyat to you that day is فاصبر صبرا جميلا. Zainab John, be patient, be patient, be patient. Be patient in Karbala, be patient in Godal Ghatlegah, be patient when they raise the head of Hussein, be patient in the streets of Kufa, be patient from Kufa to Sham. Be patient when they're throwing stones at you in Sham. Be patient when Yazid is striking the teeth of Hussein. A moment came that they saw Amir al-Mu'mineen saying, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. Ali is saying his shahadatain. Everyone is crying. But Ali John, let me say this. At least your loved ones were around you, Mawla. But nobody was disrespecting your women, Mawla. Nobody was stealing jewelry off your women, Mawla. Nobody was sitting in your chest, Mawla. Hussein, Hussein, Hussein. أفسد الأعمال ليلة الغدر زيارة الإمام Hussein. Let us end with saying salam to the master of martyrs. As-salamu ala al-Hussein wa ala وعلى أولاد الحسين. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة ورحمة الله وبركاته. With the beautiful name of Amir al-Mu'mineen, let us rise and get ready for Matam. Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali.
Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali.
O Lion of Allah, 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 everyone, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, MashaAllah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah. Oh, you who loved Ahlul Bayt, cry out and shed your tears. Oh, who loved Ahlul Bayt, cry and shed your tears. We have lost the one who gave sadaqah in his prayers. Beat your chest in remembrance of the great Mawla Ali. Beat your chest in remembrance of the great Mawla Ali. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have murdered Ali. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, everyone. O Lion of Allah, O Ya. All Muslims, Hassan, Hussein have been orphaned today. All Muslims, Hassan and Hussein have been orphaned today. Abbas clenches his heart in pain as his father passes away. Abbas clenches his heart in pain as his father passes away. Zainab and Kulthum in tears, sobbing where his head lay. Zainab and Kulthum in tears, sobbing where his head lay. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of MashaAllah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, Ya Allah. Cries can be heard from Kufa to Jannatul Baqi. Cries can be heard from the Kaaba calling in unity. Cries can be heard from Kufa to Jannatul Baqi. Cries can be heard from the Kaaba calling you in unity. The ones you fed with your hand, call out Nader Ali. The ones you fed with your hand, call out Nader Ali. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah. Allah, Mawla, you were in sajda, blood flowing from your head. Mawla, you were in sajda, blood flowing from your head. Your killer at your mercy, yet by example you led. Your killer at your mercy, yet by example you led. Iman and patience on display, you showed mercy instead. Iman and patience on display, you showed mercy instead. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. Jibreel cried out in such sorrow, they have murdered Ali, they have killed the Wali. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. The commander of the faithful has been struck in sujood. O Lion of Allah, O Lion of Allah, O Lion مشكلة لا والله والله do not علي وقتك نادى يلا please إن شاء الله please sit down and do last month إن شاء الله تواصل دعاء
لا إله إلا الله. Everybody. لا إله.
السلام عليك السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين زين العابدين. السلام عليك يا محمد بن علي باغر علم النبي. السلام عليك يا جعفر بن محمد الصادق. السلام عليك يا موسى بن جعفر الكاظم. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء. السلام عليك يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى الرضا. السلام عليك يا محمد بن علي أيها الجواد التغي. السلام عليك يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري. السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. السلام عليك يا بغية الله في أرضه. وعجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا من خير أعوانك وانصارك والمستشهدين بين يديك. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته وإلى الأرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.